gang, mateys, pirates, scoundrels, and ne'er-do-wells, thank you once again for joining me in the captain's quarters on the Grand Majestic Gaming Galleon. I'm Captain Raz, and for the next 50, 60 or so minutes, we're going to be going on an adventure. We're going to be in some exotic place on the planet, or maybe even beyond. To what, explore? No, of course, to sit around and play video games. I mean, come on. If you had a ship filled with some of the best, most wondrous games from the past 40 years, what would you do? Go out and see the sights? Of course not. Come on, get like, I don't know, Ratchet Deadlock for the PS2 going. Let's blow through that one. But we're not playing that today. No. We're not on some distant planet. We're still here in the United States of America, where the Gaming Galleon calls home in the Midwest of Indianapolis. But we are not in Indianapolis any longer. No. This is a very, very special voyage. Generally, a lot of times, where we end up is determined by the game we want to play. But no, that's not true. Today, this whole voyage is a salute to a good friend of ours who was nice enough. And this is how special of a show this is. We're opening this now. All the way from the Lone Star State, a box from our good friend Popo and Duck. Somebody who for many, many years has come and shared adventures with us. Maybe even one of the first out there who saw our intrepid adventures on this special little wooden ship. He was nice enough to send us this box more than a month ago. And he was more than fine to let us just open it right away. And I said, absolutely not. We simply can't do that. Why? Because you see, the month we're in right now, the month of February, is one very special month for myself and Popo and Duck. You see, about a year ago, he and I decided to embark on a journey that many of you out there would be very, very intimidated to take on. We decided for an entire month, the entire month of February, to stave off every other game we have, our games on the shelves, our games in the hold, even the games on our phones, the games that connect us to friends and family, and even those games that we feel we have a claim on digitally that are floating out there in the ether. For the entire month, we say goodbye to all of them in an effort to harken back to the years when games were scarce and money was even more scarce, and you were forced, as a youngin', with nothing but pocket change and a couple of Christmas gifts and birthday gifts, of games to play. We call them the Dirty Dozen. It's 12 NES games for the entire month. Can you imagine? Some people would say there's absolutely no way that I'd have a good time doing that. But that's where the mystery lies. You don't really know for sure until you do it. Now, when I first came up with the idea, I thought we were just going to be playing games just like in the back in the day. You only had so many games, so you just play them, good or bad, and you discover things about them. But my buddy Popo, he's a bit of a showman. And he knew that you fair people out there wouldn't be just interested in just seeing us playing the same games over and over. No. We had to make it a little more interesting. So, in the dead of night, when I was asleep, with dreams of Nintendo games dancing in my head, he stayed up one night and made a scoreboard. That's right, a scoreboard for each and every one of the 12 games we would have to play for the entire month. And as the month progressed, we'd begin to see games we're good at or terrible at. We'd sail forward against our opponent, and in the very final minute of the month, whoever has control of those 12 games, each game having its own independent achievement to obtain, whoever had control of the 12 games comes out the winner. Now, my buddy Popo, he is, he's, for lack of a better term, he's no noob when it comes to these video games. Oh no, he pushes through. And last year, he managed to squeak by and come out on top 7 games to 5. It was a harrowing moment, and one that I will never forget. And that's what the Dirty Dozen's all about. It's taking a piece of plastic that you would, in most cases, play for 5 minutes and put on the shelf and forget all about, and transforming that piece of plastic from something ordinary to something you may never forget. As for this season, we've got a whole new host of games. And I wanted where we went to be special for this because Popo was so nice enough to send us something. So I thought, where in God's name would we go to celebrate the generosity that he has given us than to, of course, try and find a way to get the ship, to get the navigator to bring us to the southern part of the country, to the Lone Star State. And that's where we sit. But I gotta tell you, it was a lot harder than I had first suspected. When I first got the games, the dozen here, I took a look at them and I thought, okay, do any of these have anything to do with Texas? Could any of them get us to Texas? If we pop them in the navigator, would Texas come up on any of these? And the first one that came to mind, Snap. Easy. Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road. Is there anything more Texas? I mean, come on. This is trucks. It's mud. It's competition. Right? This has got to be happening all over Texas. But believe it or not, we popped this in to the navigator, and a list of destinations came up. The navigator was ready to zoom us off to each and every one of them, but as I looked, I saw none of them reaching Texas. How strange. Apparently, this is a sport that's not big in Texas. And again, that's what the dozen's all about. Learning and breaking misconceptions. This is really big in Mexico. It's really big in California. It's even big in Oklahoma, where our friend Ivan Iron Man Stewart hails from. But as for Texas, somehow, this little activity has fallen to the wayside. So I said, geez, is there anything else in here? Stinger? I don't know, some parallel dimension? That doesn't look like it. Some cartoon parallel dimension? That's not going to get us here. Road blasters? I mean, sure, I'm sure there's a lot of roads out there and a lot of guns in Texas, but that's not going to work. The Last Starfighter. Come on. Seriously? We're not even in the same solar system. Hubert, this isn't a time warp. I don't even want to venture in there, even if it would get us to Texas. We may never get out. Burger Time? Sure, there's probably a lot of burger joints out there. But if you think, after the month we've had, that I'm going to play Burger Time, I'd hate to say it, but you're out of your mind. Wrecking Crew? No. Final Fantasy? What a treat it would be to go here, but that's simply not in the cards. Texas, just no, not gonna happen. High speed? Sure, there's probably some high speed out there. There's probably some people breaking records out there in Texas. There's probably even some pinball machines, but is any of that really truly, just oozing Texas? Tiny Toon Adventures, we did last voyage. That's not Texas. And Akari Warriors, I'm pretty sure this is somewhere across the sea. So what's that leave us with? If you've been paying attention at home, you may know. But if you haven't been, and I don't blame you, it had to be Excite Bike. Oh, yeah. There's plenty of biking going on in Texas. So we popped this guy into the Navigator, and like a Christmas tree on the Navigator destination map, many, many different little red dots showed up. So I said, well, we got to narrow this down. How about the next motocross? There's got to be like a motocross tournament going on in Texas this weekend, right? And that's when I found the Lone Star Enduro, taking place in some place called Kalgary, Texas. This is where we sat. I was like, oh, this is easy. Easy as pie. The only concern is going to be trying to get across the border of Texas. Every time we fly by it, some of the good people down there, they seem to think that the balloons that help the ship get across, the areas of the planet that aren't covered in water, they seem to think that that's a good opportunity for target practice. So we generally stay away from Texas. And that really narrowed down the search. We couldn't go to populated areas. We got to trust the boys in blue down there, but you just never know. So I thought, okay, let's find a smaller venue, the Lone Star Enduro in Kalgary, Texas. We show up here, and I think I misread the flyer. According to this, it's March 7th. If you've been paying attention, this is February. We're a week early. But I figured, hey, look, this is, I'm from India. I live, the ship's in Indianapolis. It's a big racing area here. Okay, racing is almost all year round around these parts. There's paved roads, big venues. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where they do the Indianapolis 500. It's a very big thing around here. But in Kalgary, Texas, not so much. Let's take a look at some of the features that are going to be going down next week. If you need to find it, simply search the Kalgary Enduro campsite. We've got the gates will be open at noon on Friday. First races will be the following morning on Saturday. Primitive camping. No hookups. Don't bring your RV. Grumpy's Concession will be there. I can only imagine what they're serving over at Grumpy's. All pets must be on a leash. And then, of course, the one thing you want to make sure every venue has, don't worry, there's a coyote poison used at the ranch. Okay? At first I thought that was a feature, but I think they're writing that so that keep your pet on a leash. Whatever you do, don't let him go sniffing around the ranch. The weekend may turn a little dark. Kalgary, Texas. I mean, it's 55 miles southeast of Lubbock. At least I know where Lubbock is. It's right here in the middle. And since we're a week early, there's virtually nothing here. Absolutely nothing. There's literally, as far as landmarks are concerned or buildings, there seems to be like an old abandoned cotton gin from like a century or two ago. That's it. There's nothing out here. It's all just, it's not even tumbleweed because it's February. I think it's even too chilly even for tumbleweed in Texas. I know, buddy. I know. So, that's what we're going to do. But before we get started, we better check the tally. We've got 2 days left in the season of the Dirty Dozen. Right now, the score stands at 7-5. Akari Warriors, that's me. We got that one. Tiny Toon Adventures, Popo, he's a platforming master. He managed to get all the way through Tiny Toon Adventures with no continues. I'm pretty sure we're locked out of that one. High Speed, what did he get on this? I think he's 11 million points ahead of me in this stupid pinball. That's what I get for putting, a trendy thing like pinball into the mix, right? Okay. Final Fantasy, I mean, you don't go up against a bachelor when it comes to role-playing games. We're scoring this not by score, but by gil. I've heard some people complain about the scoring system for Final Fantasy. How else would you score a role-playing game? You can't just say the first guy who beats it wins. Believe it or not, we have lives. Okay? Besides, the reason we play role-playing games is to get the treasure, right? Well, I got the treasure. I think I got about 200,000 more gil / currency than our friend Popo at this point. That one's mine. Wrecking Crew, what can I say? I play this one a lot, or at least enough to be ahead at the moment. Burger Time, leave it to a Texan. He's got that one pretty much nailed down. I don't know. This one's more, if there's any X factor here, maybe I've got a shot. But do I really, after 26 days, want to play Burger Time? I'll leave you to answer that. Qbert, claustrophobic, crazy arcade game. Popo just hit it out of the park with this one. Okay, there they go. Keep it together. I still need you for 2 more days. I would love to throw you, but not yet. The Last Starfighter, unequivocally the most hated game in the dozen by viewers and streamers alike, but what can I say? It's a hero's tale, and I can simply get behind it. I'm in the lead on that one. Road Blasters, the power of the road, a great arcade game, guns and shit and cars. Right now I'm just barely ahead. Just barely ahead on that. That's another X factor. Stinger, he played it all night. He looped the game twice. How am I supposed to compete with that? I'm never going to play that game again. Super Off-Road, apparently, again, not big in Texas. We happen to have that one. And then Excite Bike, we're also in the lead. That puts this current total with 2 days left. The Galleon is ahead by 1, 7-5. That doesn't mean much. At any moment in the next 56 hours, things could change. It's going to get really hairy. But for now, let's celebrate the generosity that Popo's given us. Let's draw the lines. Okay? Let's sheathe our swords for a little while, have a good time, play a little Excite Bike. We'll just spin around a little bit. I figured we'd warm up against the competition. Check out what Popo's got in the chest for us. And then, to wrap up, we'll try and beat our time. Right now, I think that the best time I have is 1 minute and 2 seconds. If we could shave that to under a minute, we'd have one hell of a voyage. All right? And of course, we've got something hanging out in the bag. The bag that tells no tales. Okay? Let's get this going, huh? It's Excite Bike. Allow me to strum the old harpa transition for you. We still got, six strings left on this thing. There's no reason to replace it, right? It's Excite Bike for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Okay, so we got it on pause here just to get the party started. Again, we're playing against the other computer doofs. There's no ranking in this game. The game, who comes across the finish line first. It's all about the time. Okay, this is the first track. We're just gonna warm up a little bit, and we'll get it going. Okay, I need to give myself a little. All right, here we go. All right, let's see what we can do. It's funny is all month I've yet to even try this track. I've been playing this game for a long time, many years. Little personal trivia. This was the third Nintendo game. Oh boy, that was close. I got as a kid. Got the old Nintendo Entertainment System. Did not get the action set. got the base model. Believe it, they actually had a base model that came with Super Mario Brothers. My dad, I don't even know how this happened, but either my mom or my dad decided to get the system, Super Mario Brothers, and then an extra separately packaged. This is very early in when the Nintendo came out. Gun, the light gun, in its own box. Okay? Seemed great at the time. But of course then, 8-year-old Captain Raz is like, gee, we gotta go get Duck Hunt. I don't have a game to use the gun. And this is a warning, folks. Be very careful what you say around your children. Because I vividly remember the trip to the department store, a Midwestern department store that has long since been defunct, called Venture. I remember the car ride to Venture, going to get Duck Hunt, and I remember my mother, clearly embittered by the pressures, the maternal pressures of the holiday season, saying, "We just spent all this money on that Nintendo. Now we got to get another game." My darling poor mother. So what happened? So we got those games and loved them. I was like talk of the neighborhood. Every time I found a hidden question mark, an invisible, invisible free guy in Super Mario Brothers, it was this big rush to come over to my place, gather around the wooden television, and find this new discovery, to see it in person. So, that was obviously a couple months, and I don't know how long it was, but I do remember, that's what I get. I do remember, for however it happened, I was going to be allowed to get another game. No, I'm really banking it. And I was all about Kung Fu. I was like, Kung Fu, come on. It's amazing. Played it in the arcade. Of course we're gonna get Kung Fu, but I was an impressionable kid. And there were a gaggle of, friends around the neighborhood, many of them into sports. And they said, no, don't get, you can't get Kung Fu. You gotta get Excitebike. You just gotta. And as much as I wanted Kung Fu, young impressionable me succumbed to peer pressure. And here we are, history. Playing Excitebike. Now is this, how many races are we in here? Track 3? Let's do one more. And then we gotta open up that chest, huh? I think we're warmed up. What we'll do here is we'll finish this race. We'll come back to the ship. We'll crack open that box. And trust me, we're gonna have to crack it open. I have not looked. It's been 6 painful weeks waiting to see what's in this box. Would you be able to handle that? Could you handle that? A thoughtful person sends you a box. Someone who definitely holds your passion for video games sends you a box of the unknown. Could you wait 6 weeks to open it? But I just knew that today, as we come to the close of the Dirty Dozen, I knew that this was the day we simply had to wait for. It was like we just got out of Christmas. I'd already dealt with a month of, 2 months of anticipation, only to be met with it a second time. So today is our day, my friends. Today, we get to see what that infamous duck has in store for us. Are you ready for it? I think I am. Let me reset this, make sure we're ready to go for when we need to be. All right, that's fine. We'll go right there. Okay. Without further ado, let's open her up. We have made sure to cover up any private information here. We certainly don't want any alligators to get a hold of Popo and Duck's abode. We don't want things to go awry there. But she's all sealed up in some protective tape here. We're going to try not to cut ourselves. I wish I had a razor blade, but frankly, the guys on the ship don't allow me to have one anymore. All right, there we go. Let's crack this guy open. Okay. Think of all the things I must be slicing into right now, huh? Expertly done. Okay. I think we're almost there. It's gonna be the old box in a box in a box, right? What's he got in store? Let's see. Put back in the chest where it belongs. Got a little packing tape here. Okay. More packing tape. I have something. It feels plasticky. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Oh, hold on. There's a note. In pink, of course. And it happens to smell like Chanel No. 5. And pond scum. Let's see what he's got to say here. A piece of Popo art for the game room. Even two games for the collection. Should I even be reading this right now? I'm a little worried to know what's in here. Let's hold off on this. Let's hold off on this. Yeah, let's hold off on this. Okay, let's hold off on it. Read it? Okay, read it. Okay. Luckily, Popo's here, so let's do it again. A piece of Popo art for the game room. Even 2 games for the collection. A special duck of your own. Don't get jealous. And some Texas barbecue perfection. What? Wow. A new box shall bring a treat to your eyes when the ship can now stream PS3 in HD. You realize how long we've been doing this in composite? A token from Texas filled with high chew. Interesting. All this for our captain who sings farewell and adieu. Love you, Cap. Thank you so much for the show. Popo and Duck. Thank you, my friend. Well, let's see. If anyone knows how to tease, it's him. Let's check it out, huh? What do we got here? Something circular. Some sort of cylinder. What's this? We don't have to stop at the souvenir shop on our way out of town. The Lone Star. Oh, what are these? High chews? High chews. Should we try one? This one's green apple. Excellent. Got a strawberry here and a grape. It's about a half dozen in here. Let's try the green one. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is exactly what they taught me in broadcasting school. Have something in your mouth while you're talking during a live broadcast. This appears to be some sort of... Is this toffee? Not toffee. Taffy. Looks like taffy. We'll show you. Immensely fruity. intensely chewy candy, natural and artificial flavors. That's the ingredients. It's good. It's green apple. I'm a real sucker for green apple. Oh yeah. Of course I gotta pull that out first, right? Oh boy. Oh. I know this feeling. This is definitely a Super Nintendo game. This is definitely a Super Nintendo game. I can feel he was even nice enough to put the cover on it. The dust sleeve? Are you kidding me? Come on, those are like gold. You could have kept that for yourself. You ready to learn what it is together? Here we go. What is it? Jesus Christ. You gotta be kidding me. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Seriously? Wow. Sunset Riders by Konami? Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Contra with cowboys! Yes! Yes! We do not have this. We have not seen a copy of this in decades. Since the faithful days where rental stores used to stack such treasures. What a generous, generous, generous gift. We will put this in the hold. We will make sure it's clean and respected. We might bring it back to the game room now and then. You know, captain's prerogative. But when we're not using it, we'll make sure the gargoyle sentries that are watching the door of the hold keep an extra eye on this one. Thanks, dude. This is awesome. This is in like perfect condition. And if I could give you a little backstory, he got this a couple years ago. Because, you know, this is what it's all about, learning where these things come from. He got this in a Craigslist deal when he got his Super Nintendo. And I saw him unbox it live. It was a really special day. It was a really special day. And I remember raising an eyebrow. If you can raise an eyebrow electronically and say, I don't have that. And by God, he remembered. Thanks, dude. This is incredible. Wow. I mean, geez, I should have stopped. I should have ended with that. What else do we got here? This appears to be, I don't know what this is. Another cylinder of sorts. Oh, it's a bottle. Is this barbecue sauce? Oh my God, what have we got in here? Whew. It's either barbecue sauce or rubbing alcohol. Look at how well he packaged this. Talk about care. Wow. Got some gaffer's tape here. I think I recognize this gaffer's tape. I'm not exactly sure from what. I feel like I've seen this spool of gaffer's tape before. Oh, dude. Dude, you get this. Looks incredible. Established in 2009, which is surprising because look at that excellent vintage label. Texas barbecue sauce, sweet, peppery, and tomato. We gotta give a pull of this, right? Oh, you can smell the tomato. Oh my God. Oh. Whew. Deep in the heart of Texas. Wow. Thank you. Let's have a little more. I'm going to dip the Haichu in there. Wow. I'm all about that. I'm all about that. And let me tell you, after doing this Dirty Dozen thing, competing for scores, staring at the scoreboard in the dead of night, I barely have an appetite after this month. think I've lost like 10 pounds just from sweating this stupid competition. That'll get it back. Thank you. Whew. Alright, what is this? This is a square. I don't know what it is. It's a box. That's a box. Let's take a look. God damn it. You gotta be kidding me. I didn't want to call it because it's like you don't want to call something unless you're positive. And then it's like not what you think it is. You don't want to disappoint anybody. But I was like, gee, this sure does feel the dimensions. And I've never felt one before, but I've seen enough to know. This kind of feels like the box of a Famicom game. Gradius? What are you talking about? Oh my god. Where did you get this? Oh. This is gorgeous. God, look at that box art. Oh my god. It's like going up against the Kodan Armada. It's the last Starfighter joke. Of which there aren't many. Oh my god. Jesus. You're home. Wow. Wow. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. We had to, we gotta, right? Gotta check out the cart, right? Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Still wrapped in plastic. Look at that black border. Oh my god. I am so not worthy of this. Wow. I gotta start being nicer to not just Popo and Duck, but the entire known galaxy. So we gotta spy the manual too. Look at how thin the manual is. Look at that little guy. Wow. Incredible. God. That's gotta go in somewhere really special. That's going in somewhere really special. We gotta put this somewhere daintily so we can put it back together. Put it somewhere safe. Somewhere super safe. Okay. Oh. Wow, what an unbelievable treat. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Thank you. You went too far, Popo. I'm quoting Bithead 1000 when I said that. You went too far. Alright, what's this? Here's another box. Now, this time I'm not going to guess at all. Or I don't have a guess because it doesn't feel like a game to me. So let's see what we got. Oh my god. The worlds we will find. The worlds we will find together, my friends. A splitter. A splitter for PlayStation 3 capture. Excellent. This is excellent. I mean, if you've seen the show, is there a grittier broadcast, in 2020 than the game in Galleon? At least one that's been going this long. I think old Popo is telling us it's about time to get a kick in the butt and to turn things up a notch. This is going to be incredible for games like Two Worlds 2. Thank you so much. Can we take a look at her? Oh man. I don't even think she's been kissed by the light of day. Wow. Wow. Thank you, dude. We'll get that guy up and running. Oh yeah. The navigator's gonna be like, about damn time. Alright. Something flat here and wide. Oh, and a little holy, if I were to guess, this is some sort of pixel art. What do we have? Our crafty Popo. What does he make for us? Wow. Wow. Bloda. The tank and the driver from Blaster Master for the NES. One hell of a game. This is what it's all about with the dozen. Teaching. Teaching the games that are long forgotten. I saw a guy just today. He was talking about a boxed copy of Blaster Master that he bought for somewhere between $40 to $50. He pulled it out to show it off in a video. The cart wouldn't work. But the worst, most tragic part of it all is the entire time he was calling it Blaster Masters. There's no S. Oh, dude, that's incredible. Oh, God. I'm not one who's taken back by merch. You know, gaming merch. It's generally just games around here. But this one, Blaster Master. Look at the detail down here. Oh, thank you. Wow. Can we set this up? Let's put them right here for now. Luckily, we didn't light the candles today. Oh man, that's the bomb. No pun intended. And that's it. Wow. Oh wait. Yeah, I think this is just cardboard. Okay. Popo, thank you. For real and for true. That was incredible. Thank you very much. And I can only repay you in adventures near and far as the weeks and months and the sea with us ears. I can only pay you with more adventures. Thanks, my friend. I owe you one. Okay, but enough's enough. Let's try and get serious. Let's get back to Excite Bike. Let's try and beat a minute on the 5th track. If anything, maybe Popo will get a little bit of inside info and have a better shot at beating my score with the final 50 hours remaining in the Dirty Dozen. Once again, it's Excite Bike for our buddy Popo and all you other mateys out there on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I gotta move the high choose to get to the mouse. There we go. Okay. All right. No demos. No demos. We're going straight to track 5 in the Dirty Dozen. The way to take Excite Bike at the end of the month. Track 5, the best time. I currently am in control with 1 minute and 2 seconds. Okay. Let's see if I can beat it. We'll go 3 times and then we'll wrap it up. All right. I got 3 shots at this. Now, here's the real problem. I have been playing this not on the high-tech navigator that's here on the ship. I've been playing this game all month on a horrible resolution projection television that's about maybe 20, maybe even 30 years old. Okay? And in order to make sure that people can see me do it, I have to play at a ridiculous brightness. And so the whole time I've been playing this track, which has been, many times throughout the month, the track has always appeared to be at night. Well, here we are on, at least a resolution that's far more accurate to the way the game would look on a normal television. And apparently, this is not nighttime, it's the winter. I had no idea. This is supposed to be snow, I guess? I mean, it's not impeding your traction in any way, but there it is. Oh, and I'll tell you what. I don't know if you can tell. That's 108. That's not even close to what we need. I can't see the dirt at all. I thought I was having a hard time seeing the dirt back in Indianapolis in the game room. This is like absolutely invisible. I can't. There's no. Give me that. I'm almost going off memory where the dirt is at this point. Ugh. Already missed that. I'm overheating. Oh my god, and I'm biting it. In typical Galleon fashion. Not even close to what I'm trying to do. Oh, jeez. My engine's overheating. Your headphones aren't distorting. That's literally the sound you hear when your engine's... Look at this. Oh boy. Alright, just give me another 30 attempts. Okay? Can you handle that? You're not going anywhere, right? 40 seconds! Oh boy. Awful. Ugh. Oh god. Okay, okay. Good approach. Bad landing. Good approach, bad landing. Typical. Oh, jeez. What a nightmare. Ugh. Don't overheat. If there's one thing I'm pretty decent at, it's not overheating. Can't believe those moguls are killing me. Oh, what is that? 118! We're going down! Let's go one more time. One more time. Here we go. Alright. Come on, baby. Let's bring it home. Oh, yeah. Ugh. Come on, come on. I'm focusing. Massive focus going on right now. You distracted me with Gradius for the Famicom and Sunset Riders. I can't think. Whoa! Oh, damn it. Push, push, push. Push, push, push. 105. 105. Not even close to 102. It's a new record. Not really. Not really. Alright, we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it there. No more pressure on our buddy Popo. We're gonna pull our punches. We have to. At least for another 10 minutes. We gotta be nice to the guy that long, right? Jeez. Whew. Where's Gradius again? Can I say that one more time? Can we just, please? Can I just look at it one more time? Oh my god. God, that's awesome. Where did you even get this? What the hell's going on in Texas? Whew. Lone Star State. Alright, well this is, it's time to go, for the most part, but obviously before we say goodbye, we always like to dig into the old bag that tells no tales. And we like to turn the helm over to you fine folks, where you have maybe a question or comment or something to share with the rest of the class, quote unquote. However, this time, this voyage, if you'll allow me, I've decided to defer your right to take the stand in honor to thank a few people out there who've made this season of the Dirty Dozen just a little more special. Because you see, as fun as it is to see me and Popo go at it for a month, it was even more exciting than I expected to see other people out there getting into the spirit of the Dirty Dozen. So I'd just like to take a little bit here. We went down the line. You were able to see which games currently Popo's ahead in and which games I'm ahead in. But that's just related to me and him in the final competition. There are other people out there who have been sitting in dark corners and dark rooms, bathed in blue light of NES games, trying their darndest to beat me and him. And oh boy, has it happened. So I thought the least we could do is document the hard work that those guys have gone through in the past 27 days. Right here, right now, if you don't mind. Okay? Fodub has been religiously sticking to all 12 games for the whole month. He doesn't have actual carts, but he's been sticking to it, dealing with work shifts where he can only think about stupid NES games. He's been able to post a lot of scores, but the one he's got right now that stands above all on the board is Final Fantasy. The man was able to roll, or at least max out, the amount of currency you can get in the entire game. I think it comes out to 999 million. No, I think it's 999,000. So 1 gil shy of a million. Congratulations, Fodub. As an RPG fan and someone who really is very, very animate about making sure at least one RPG is in that mix, if we're going to be stuck with 12 games, my hat's off to you. My hat's off to you. Punkin Pirate has, I saw him early in the month. He just, I never saw the guy really get mad at any of these games at all, and trust me, I myself and Popo have done it many times, but I watched him defeat Armada ships. I watched him drive through the mud and the muck of Super Off-Road, and he came out pretty hardcore when it came to driving. He was able to get through the entire 100 races in Super Off-Road, and he was able to roll the score in Road Blasters. If you see this guy on the road, you better just let him through. Nicely done, Punkin Pirate. A brethren, I might add. My hat's off to you. I don't know what it is about Canada, but the gamers up there are apparently extremely, extremely committed when it comes to a challenge. For example, we have a Maritime Retro Massacre. First of all, great name. Second of all, great score in Burger Time. I don't remember exactly what it is, but he got a score that was so high that me and Popo have been up against it like crazy, trying to get even close and not reaching it. It's been a score so high that he's actually gotten jeers from the community because it was just so good. Well, what can I say? If you want to do it the best, sometimes you simply got to research. And at the end of the day, as soon as you pop that quarter in or press power or press start on that controller, it's just you, your knowledge, and your skill. So, Maritime, my hat's off to you. And finally, again, up there in the Great White North, we have a man who could probably retire for the next 3 seasons and still be considered the overall winner. Mashed Potato Tower. By the way, do you get the reference? Because it's important. It's important. Anyway, Mashed Potato Tower, and I'm not even sure that this is updated. managed to run away with 4 higher scores than both myself and Popo and all the other at-home players. He's got the high-scored Wrecking Crew. He's the best pinball player in high speed. He's got the best laps on track 5 for Excite Bike, the game we just had a little enjoyment of. And two more. The last one really hurts me. He did the absolute best in the claustrophobic Cubert, and I feel like he almost did out of spite. The one title I would have wanted to walk away with, even more than winning the dozen against Popo. All I wanted to be was the last Starfighter. The objective is not point-based. It's simply to defeat as many Kodan command ships as possible, because that's the whole adventure of the last Starfighter. You're there to save the galaxy, to take down an enemy armada. I thought I had it with 3 command ships. This crazy Canuck currently has 4. There's just no justice in this world. Anyway, I have to get the ship home. I have to leave the fair state of the Lone Star State. I have to say goodbye to the home of my good, generous friend Popo and Doug. We've got to dock the ship. I've got to get some rest. And then I have to get up. Because if you think I'm going to do something as pedestrian and unimportant as show up for a shift for work in the morning, you're out of your mind. I got 48 hours! And they're nothing but making scores and breaking scores in the dirty dozen. So until next time, my friends, farewell and adieu to ye fair Spanish maidens. Farewell and adieu, ye ladies of Spain, for we received orders for to win the dirty dozen, and lo nevermore shall we see ye again. Keep your powder dry, matey.